Hey you guys, insight number 3. So we're going to go into Psalm 62 verses 5 to 8 and look at expectations, because some of us have some pretty lofty expectations. Some of us have unreasonable expectations and get really disappointed and sad when they're not met. I was just briefly talking to one of my institute students yesterday, and she's doing like a study on the homing situation, the housing situation in New Zealand, and how it's affecting people. And I said, a few, not all, but there's a good group of people that are in this housing crisis because of their expectations. They want a really fancy, well, just not even fancy, but nice house for budget prices. It doesn't happen. For those of us that went through and now have nice homes, and I really worked hard to get this nice home and we still owe money on it. It takes a lot of work and a lot of time. It's not something that's instantaneous. And I think a lot of people have expectations that are not in line with actual factual results. So our expectations can be, something that we need to look at on a lot of things. So I love this particular few verses because it does address that whole expectation thing. And I love the thought that we're going to bring into it, but let's read it first. So 62, 5 to 8 says, "My soul, wait thou only upon God, for my expectation is from him. He only is my rock and my salvation. He is my defense. I shall not be moved. And God is my salvation and my glory, the rock of my strength, and my refuge is in God. Trust in him at all times, ye people. Pour out your heart before him. God is a refuge for us. Selah." Now, if you're wondering what Selah is like a pause. I said that last week. It's like a musical, would be, because you'd be singing these psalms. They would sing them. It's like a pause to reflect on what's been said. So it's almost like quiet time, meditate on those words. I really like that. I don't know how it would be expressed in music today because I don't read music, but it's that pause. So, in verse 5 though, how he says that my soul wait thou only upon God, for my expectation is from him. So let your only expectation be Christ himself. How does that sound? If your only expectation was just to let Christ be Christ in your life, how would that work? Doesn't that sound awesome and amazing and kind of revolutionary? That was pretty cool. It was Emily Freeman who said it. I will give her credit because she said it, but to me that was quite revolutionary. I was like, wow, what if we did that? To just let all the other, because I try and have really low expectations on pretty much everything, and then I'm pleasantly surprised daily. Sometimes though my expectations can be a little out of reality, so it's something we could all look at, I think. But have you been disappointed, disillusioned, disparaged recently? Why was that? Because your expectations weren't met. Something's not being met. Maybe your needs aren't being met. Those are different. Expectations different than needs, okay? Got it? And know the difference. What expectations are you holding for your life that are just not working? The whole, it should be. It should be this. It should be that. Well, they got that. Why can't I get that? Those are expectations that are just not going to be helpful for you. So if Christ truly is as it says in these scriptures, if Christ truly is your rock, salvation, defense, glory, strength, and refuge, how would your life look if you let him be your only expectation? When you put out there that these are the things I'm thinking, Lord, but my only expectation is that you come in and be in my life and guide you. So to trust him and let him lead you at all times, to truly let him be that shepherd that he is for us, and to just allow him to be that completely. That's really trusting in the Lord, and it's very hard to do, but not impossible, and it takes time. It is a process of having that relationship with Christ to know him enough to be able to do that. But we start small and we grow, and it will change and fluctuate in our life. But I just really wanted to point that out, that what if he truly is all those things for you, and you proclaim in your life that he is your rock, your salvation, your defense, and you give glory to him, and he's your strength and your refuge. If he truly is all those things, let him be your only expectation. And what is that now going to look like? To just let him lead. Let him lead and listen and actually do what he asks you to do. What is that going to look like? Might look quite different from what your life is. I took that on like a year ago because that's all I had left. This is one of these compelled to be humble moments where I literally had nothing else to do in my life but let God take over. Let Christ come in and take the reins, and literally Jesus take the wheel, because I'm going to crash the car if you don't. And he did, and gave me strength and bolstered me up. And we're going to talk about that in the next insight, I think. But he's doing that right now. I've got a lot going on, and I haven't been well for a while. Not COVID, a lot of other things going on. And for these few days that I need to do all these things, I've been given the strength. And I always do. When I go to teach, no matter what I've got going on, the minute I start teaching about Christ, boom, energy, got the words, got everything. And I kind of like, me sort of sits over there, and this other amazing person comes out and teaches these lessons. And I'm like, I know that was Christ. Because those words, they came out of my mouth, but I know that was Christ. Sort of putting them there and telling me, like actually, because I let him take over. Because I actually have grown to trust him that much. Not all the time. I'm going to say not all the time. But when I do, gosh, is it so much easier. So let's think about that. Have a think about that. Really look at those verses in 5 to 8 of Psalm 62. See what that feels like for you, what that would look like for you. Sister Sharon Eubank, she's been released now, but I met her, she's amazing. Love it. She said, when expectations overwhelm us, we can step back and ask Heavenly Father what to let go of. Part of our life experience is knowing what not to do. So sometimes it's not about what we should do. Sometimes it's about asking what we don't need to do, what we can let go of. And a lot of those are expectations and expectation-based. So there you go. Have a think about that. Might bring some peace into your life. We can try. All right, hang around. I'll see you for insight number 4 shortly. See you there.